pretty mild at the moment, isn't it? Is spring on the way?
It is. It feels spring-like, actually, Ben. But if anything, towards the end of this week, it'll actually turn a bit colder. Temperatures coming closer to where we should be for the time of year. So it is up and down. But you're right. It has been mild for a long time. Good afternoon to you again. It feels pretty spring-like out there. Some good spells of sunshine around too. This is one of our weather watchers showing a field with some crocuses there in Nottinghamshire. And we've even got some of the daffodils coming through very early as well. So for the rest of today, it does stay dry for most of us with good sunny spells around, and yes, temperatures will be above the seasonal norm.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Well, we had a beautiful start to the day across the capital. Look at that sunrise sent in by Marty there across Hammersmith, and we kept a lot of the sunshine. We've seen some blue skies this morning, a little bit of patchy cloud still remaining, but we are going to see some further rain as we head into Wednesday and the end of the week.
And then onto the weather, mild as you said last week.
Well, yeah, it was lovely yesterday. It's going to get a bit colder by the end of the week. I just can't help but being sad I haven't got 28 A levels, but never mind. I can tell you what's doing in the forecast. Here we go. Hello again. I hope you had a lovely start to the week. I love this fox. Look at him. He's so bold. Next time he'll be on that bench having a cup of tea, won't he? Anyway, the weather tomorrow looking pretty dry during the daytime. We've got a fair bit of cloud around, though, and a bit breezier. It goes downhill on Wednesday, wetter weather moving in, and it's windier too. The week starts off still quite mild, not quite as toasty as yesterday, but it is going to get cooler, particularly as we go into Friday.
Something else that's been evading us, Fiona, winter. Yes, once again, another pretty warm day out there for this stage in February at least. In the sunshine in London, we hit 15 degrees. It's one in a streak of over a week now in which we've seen temperatures well above average for the time of year. Should be around 6 to 8. We've hit 18, 17 Celsius over the past few days alone. Things will change though later this week. Friday afternoon, temperatures closer to where we should be, around 6 to 9 degrees for most. And that, for instance, in Scotland, Northern Ireland, will be colder than some of the nights have been recently. Outbreaks of rain, heaviest in the west, all falling on saturated ground. There could be some minor flooding. Brightens up in the west, though, and the north as we go through Wednesday. Shetland and the southeast could hold on to cloud and rain right the way into the afternoon. And it'll be windy too. Widespread gales across the country, but still a reasonably mild feel before things turn fresher late in the day, 11 to around 13 degrees. But as I said, there is a change on the way. Area of low pressure close to Iceland pushes eastwards, and that allows that cooler but not particularly cold air with us to end the week. Hello there. It's staying mild for the time of year for the first half of this week, but towards the end of the week, things are set to turn colder as we pick up northwesterly winds with increasing chance of wintry showers on hills in the north.
Alex is at a very bright Battersea power station. What have you got, Alex?
A very good evening to you, Mary. Yes, pretty bright here, and it has been a pretty decent start to the week, although I have to say I've got a mixed bag of weather as we head through the next few days. Nevertheless, Monday started off pretty nice. We've seen mild temperatures. They've been above average for the time of year, and we saw a cloudy start turning into a pretty bright afternoon. And also here at Battersea Power Station earlier today, the sun was shining overhead. The clouds broke up quite nicely. Some decent sunlight on those famous chimneys earlier this afternoon. And it's still lit up quite nicely here this evening, and it will be as we head through the next week or so. And that's because they've got their annual interactive light festival on here at the moment, which is looking pretty splendid this evening. And as we head through the next few days, well, as I say, things will be changing a little bit. The good news is that actually some of their installations are indoors. And why is that important? Well, later on in the week, I'm afraid you might want to take a rain check on some of your outdoor plans. But for the rain on Wednesday, there is actually a weather warning in place, and at the moment this is across southern parts of Wales and in the West Country. That rain is going to be quite heavy, and as you know, over the last couple of weeks we've seen a fair bit of rainfall, so the ground is heavily saturated, and that could lead to some local impacts. If it gets updated, I'll keep you posted, but as for now, let's take a look at the national forecast for the next couple of days in more detail. Well, so as I was saying, a fairly quiet start to the week, but things going downhill with rain and wind moving in for the middle part, and then we are going to see a colder plunge of air coming in for the end of the week. Well, that's the way it's looking here at the Battersea Power Station, full of light. But as I say, as we head through the next few days, cloudier skies are looming and outbreaks of rain, which could be quite heavy, Mary.